Hello again, Vinci. Welcome back. This is your last English lesson for the week. So we're on the 4th of January. This is our last lesson of English for this week. I want you to start off with, sorry, let me just start again. How silly of me. So our learning objective is, can I hold a sentence and write it using the correct punctuation? So we're going to carry on learning our story map. So talk to your partner. What were we doing in yesterday's lesson? I'll give you a bit of a hint of what we've done because I just said it then. So if you weren't listening, then you've lost out. But today we're going to be carrying on. So what were we doing in yesterday's lesson? Tell your partner, quick pause the video, just say to your teddy, oh, we were doing this. So tell them that, then come back. So today we're going to be carrying on writing out the rest of the story, one sentence at a time, just like we did yesterday. So before we move on, I'd like to just quickly stop sharing. I'd like you to have a look at what's behind me. It's the 4 lines that we learned yesterday, the 4 sentences and statements that we learned, in yesterday's lesson. So it's, move this back a tiny little bit so you can see a bit better. Hiding under here, it says, a day in the life of Bob. So the first sentence, every day Bob went to work on the moon. First, he got out of bed and had a cup of tea and 2 soft boiled eggs for breakfast. See whether or not that might be a bit better there. When he arrived at the launch pad, he changed into his spacesuit and boarded his fantastic rocket ship. After he arrived on the moon, he swept up all the rubbish so the moon was spotless when the tourists arrived. Excellent, great job. So let's have a look at our next sentence. Here we go. So this is the next part of our sentence. Now I've got it ready on this page here for when we, how loud is it? I've got it ready right at the top of my page for when we go over to write it. So look at the next sentence for the story. So we should know this sentence, but the sentence says, then it was lunchtime and he ate 2 sandwiches, an apple and some chocolate. So this is our statement. Where is the capital letter? Where is the full stop? I need to know this. Well, we know that it's a statement. So at the beginning of every sentence, we've got our capital letter. So there is our, and at the end of the sentence, we always have a full stop. So that's where our full stop is going to be right at the end. Super. So let's practice saying that sentence. I've got my pencil and I've got my 2 colored pencils here, just like from yesterday, same colors. We're going to practice saying that sentence. So remember, then it was lunchtime and he ate 2 sandwiches, an apple and some chocolate. So that's the sentence you need to be working for. Now I need you to say it to your partner. I need you to then squeak it to your pencil. I then need you to say it in your poshest voice to your partner. And then once you've done all that, you've remembered the sentence, you're going to come and watch me write it on the flip chart. There are commas in this list, which in this part, and because it's a list, so we need to make sure that we put those in. Okay, so let me show you what we're doing over here. So I know it's a little tricky to see, it's at the top of my page, but it says here, then it was lunchtime and Bob, sorry, no, he didn't. Then it was lunchtime and he ate 2 sandwiches, comma, an apple and some chocolate, full stop. So let's have a look. Then, capital T for then. Then, we can sound that one out. Then it was lunchtime. I can see that from my picture. Then it was, remember, was is a red thread word. It's was lunchtime. Lunch. So it's a ch sound. Lunchtime, and then it's the I split E with a in the middle. Then it was lunchtime. Ooh. And I can see that from my story map. And he ate. We can see that okay. Yep. Then he ate. What did he eat? I can see from my story map 2 sandwiches. Oh, something in between the sandwiches and an apple. It's our comma. He ate 2 sandwiches, comma, and an apple. Need to make sure that n is in there. It's not an apple. You can't have 2 vowels next to each other, so it needs to be an apple. And he ate 2 sandwiches, an apple, and some chocolate. Yum. Chocolate. Full stop. Delicious. What a lovely lunch. Now, what we're going to do is, I bet some of you nearly forgot then, didn't you? I definitely didn't. We then need to get our coloured pencils. So we need to circle our capital letter. We need to circle our full stop. The reason we do this is because it helps us remember. Have we included it? Yes, we have. Perfect. We can now move on. So let's now move on to the next slide. And the next slide is all about you now writing it. So you need to write out the sentence using the coloured pencils to draw around the beginning of the sentence, this capital letter, and the end of the sentence, full stop. If you find it really tricky, that's absolutely fine. I need you to look at the story map and try your best to write out the words that you can do, okay? If you finish quickly, see if you can spot what I did wrong in this sentence here. Remember, get your challenge paper and you can spot what I did wrong. So maybe you could write down the word or something that I've done wrong, and then you can tell me in tapestry how silly I am. So it says, then it was lunchtime and he had 2 sandwiches, an apple and some chocolate. You need to see what I've done wrong in this sentence at the bottom. Everybody else, I need you to pause the video now, write the sentence out like I have, then we're going to move on to the next slide, okay? Rightio, look at the next sentence from the story. Right, so the story then says, before long, the tourists arrived and Bob entertained them with somersaults, comma, handstands, and high moon jumps, full stop. So where is my capital letter? Well, it's right at the beginning of my sentence. Here, perfect. Where's the full stop? It's right at the end of my sentence. Perfect. All done with that. We can now talk to our partner. We need to say what our sentence is. So to your partner, you might say, before long, the tourists arrived and Bob entertained them with somersaults, handstands, and high moon jumps. Don't forget there's a comma in between somersaults and handstands. Then what I want you to do is I want you to roar it to your pencil. I want you to roar as if you are a dinosaur. And I want you to roar what you're saying at your pencil. Then what I want you to do is I want you to say it whilst you jump up and down. Oh my goodness, I bet you've got so much energy from sitting down. You need to jump up and down. You need to say that sentence, okay? Now, once you've done that, you've got that sentence in your head. Now let's watch me do it. Now remember, there are some commas in this list that's part of the sentence. We need to make sure that we do not forget them, okay? So let's come over to me now. Here we go. So the next part. That's not the next part. That's the last part. Silly, silly Mr. Watkiss. Here we go. Perfect. Before long, the tourists arrived and Bob entertained them with somersaults, handstands, and high moon jumps. Full stop. Perfect. I'm just going to put it over the end of the last sentence because I am going to run out of space otherwise, and I don't want to go onto a different page. I'm just going to put it over the end of the last sentence. Plus, we've done that sentence. It's done now. So, starting off, it says before, but it wasn't just before, was it? It was before long. So that's what we need to write, before long. Making sure I'm not writing in purple, I'm writing in my pencil color, okay? So before long. There we go. Capital B for before, beginning of our sentence. Before long. Before long, who are these people? Oh, they're the tourists. The tourists they arrived. Tourists arrived. And who's this person? Well, it's Bob. And capital B, Bob. And Bob entertained them. Now, that's another one of those words. It's a really tricky word, but you just need to do your best and sound it out. Better letter, snail in the rain, entertained. And it's an d sound, okay? So he entertained them with, here we go. Now, this is one of these words that we learned in our vocabulary. Somersaults. Somersaults. Now, it's not spelt like summer as the time of year. It's not spelt like that type of summer. It's S-O-M-E-R. Summer, almost. So he entertained them with somersaults, and then what we got in between a somersault and his handstand. We've got that comma, so we need to add that comma in. Now, let me just adjust my light. There we go. Hopefully that's a little bit better so it's not glaring. He entertained them with somersaults, handstands, and high moon jumps. I bet you were doing some high moon jumps a moment ago whilst you were saying your sentence. And high moon jumps. Full stop. Now, with your coloured pencils, capital letter, full stop. Let's get them circled, okay? Circle that capital letter. Circle that full stop. Absolutely. Perfect. Spot on. Let's move back over to the screen. And now it's your turn, okay? So I need you now to write out the sentence that I've just written out. Before long, the tourists arrived, and Bob entertained them with somersaults, handstands, and high moon jumps. Full stop. Now, don't forget, we've got a comma in there, so you need to remember that comma. Once you've done that, capital letter, full stop with your coloured pencils. And then what you need to do is, if you find it a bit hard, just like before, if you find it too hard and you're really struggling with some of the words, just do your best. Spell them how they sound. Miss out the word if you're really struggling, but it'd be better to just sound it out and then to write it down. You do what you can with the pictures you've got, okay? The picture that's on the screen, which I'm blocking a little bit. Let me just move my face. As fantastic and beautiful as it is, I shall slightly move my face so it's not in the way. So then you've got the picture there to help you write out your sentence. Just do the best you can. If you finish quickly, you can see what I did wrong in the bottom sentence here. Before long, the tourists arrived, and Bob entertained them with somersaults, handstands, and high moon jumps. What have I done wrong? I need you to do the challenge if you're doing that one. If not, that's fine. Pause the video, write your sentence, move on to the next one, okay? Right, we're on to the last sentence. I'm totally lying. I'm so sorry. No, we're not. We've got two more. This one and one more after it. But this one is a bit of a shorter sentence, so perfect. So it says the next sentence from our story map. So you should know this one. It says, after that, he gave a guided tour. Now, that was another one of those words that we learned in our vocab lesson. So after that, he gave a guided tour and sold them souvenirs. That's two of our words, our vocabulary words in this one sentence. After that, he gave a guided tour. He gave them, sorry. After that, he gave them a guided tour and sold them souvenirs. Where's our capital letter? Well, our capital letter is going to be right at the front of the sentence. And where's our full stop? Way right at the end of the sentence. I know it seems like, oh, we know this, Mr. Watkiss, but we just need to keep practicing it because sometimes we can make those little mistakes. Okay. So let's practice saying this sentence. So say it to your partner. So the partner, you need to look at them right in the eye, give them a good look and say, after that, he gave them a guided tour and sold them souvenirs. Perfect. Then you need to giggle. You need to giggle to your pencil. So you need to look at your pencil. You need to giggle. And then once you've giggled it to your pencil, you then need to say it with your teeth stuck together. So now you need to say, after that, he gave them a guided tour and sold them souvenirs. You will sound like a silly Billy, but it's absolutely fine because we're all doing it together. Even I just did it then. So now we're going to watch me write it on my flip chart, okay? So once you've got that sentence in your head, you pause the video, give yourself a bit more time if you need to, but we're then going to come over to here and let's write it together, okay? So I've now got, yep, there it is. After that, he gave them a guided tour and sold them souvenirs. So I'm just going to put that over the last bit of that last sentence. Perfect. Let me just shuffle you down a little bit. There it is. Right, got my black pencil. Let me just shift that light because I can't see a thing. There we go. Now what we're going to do, so after that, so after, capital A, after that, what did he do? He gave them a guided tour. He gave them a guided, now this is a tricky word, but it's one of our vocab words. Guided. Gave them, it's like a guided tour, or gave them a guided tour, and there's that and there. And what did he do? He sold souvenirs. Sold souvenirs. So you need to write the word souvenirs out. Now, again, it's a really tricky word, so you need to try your best just to sound it out, okay? And then souvenirs. Oh, and then if we got something, full stop. Right. Capital letters, full stops. Let's go. Capital letter. Got it. Full stop. Ka-choo. Got it. Well done. Right. We're now ready to move back. So let me bring you back to this page. Perfect. Here we go. So write out the sentence. Use your coloured pencil to circle round the capital letter and full stop. You know the drill now. You know what to do. If you find it really tricky, I just need you to try and sound out as best as you can those words and write down what you think in your head that sentence says, okay? If you finish quickly, I've also got a sentence at the bottom here. It says, after that, he gave them a guided tour and sold them souvenirs. I need you to tell me what's wrong with that sentence. That's your challenge, okay? Once you've done that, pause the video. Pause the video. And once you've done that, you can try the challenge if you need to. If not, let's move on to the next sentence. Okay, last sentence now. And I mean it this time. I was lying before, but I mean it this time. Last sentence. Look at the last sentence from our story map. It says, finally, Bob switched on the moon's nightlight and jetted off home for a nice warm bath. Full stop. Oh my goodness. How fantastic of Bob. he says, I fancy a nice warm bath after a long day at the moon, and I don't blame him. That sounds lovely. So, finally, where's the capital letter in this sentence? Well, it's in the finally word. It's beep, 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 beep. There it is. Finally, capital F. Where's my full stop? Beep, 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 beep. There it is. There's a full stop right at the end of the sentence. So we know this now. Capital letter at the beginning, full stop at the end. So let's move on. Say it to your partner. Say the words. Finally, Bob switched on the moon's nightlight and jetted off home for a nice warm bath. Then to your pencil. So you need to say, finally, Bob switched on the moon's nightlight and jetted off home for a nice warm bath. Then you need to do it when touching your toes. So you need to maybe bend over and touch your toes, and you need to say your sentence. So get it going around your head so you can remember it, hold that sentence as best as you can. Now let's come over here and let's watch me write it on the board. So let's go on to stop share, and then give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, I was just adjusting my flip chart, but it would have been no time for you. Right, let's have a look. Finally, Bob turned on, switched on, Mr. Watkiss. Finally, Bob switched on the moon's nightlight and jetted off home for a nice warm bath. Come on, as soon as you finish this, maybe you could have a nice warm bath. We never know. So let's go. Finally. So we need a capital F. Finally, Bob, capital B, Bob. Finally, Bob switched. So it's like turned on. He switched it on. Switched on the moons. Now, for a little bit of an extra challenge, there is an apostrophe here because the night light belongs to the moon, so it just goes in between the and the. So it's like an upside down comma to tell you that it's the moon's night light. Okay, so finally, Bob switched on the moon's night light. Night using that I sound. Light using the I sound. Again, I fly high. There we go. Finally, Bob switched on the moon's night light, and what did he do? And he jetted off home. Jetted off home. For what? For a nice warm bath. Or bath, depending on where you're from. A nice warm bath. Full stop. Oh, I made a mistake. Oh no. I'll put a full stop here and I'm going to get my purple pen. I put my mistake here. I said, and he jetted off home for warm bath. For a nice warm bath. So I'm going to put in purple pen, nice warm bath. That's my way of just correcting it. I've just squeezed it in here in purple pen. Now, if you don't have a purple pen, then that's fine. Well, I've just squeezed it in. Now, please don't make the same mistake I did. Make sure you're thinking about your sentence and not thinking about a nice warm bath. So, finally, Bob switched on the moon's night light and he jetted off home for a nice warm bath. Full stop. Now you need to make sure you've got that full stop at the end of your sentence, circle. You've got that capital letter at the beginning of your sentence, circle, because they are the important parts of our statement, because we cannot have a statement without a capital letter and full stop. Right, let me continue to share. Let's go back to our screen. Here we go. So you now need to write out that last sentence. Let me just shuffle my face out the way. There we go. So you need to write out that last sentence. Finally, Bob switched on the moon's nightlight and jetted off home for a nice warm bath. Now it's your turn. So write a sentence out, get your coloured pencils so that you can circle around the capital letter and full stop. If you find it hard, you could always just write out the words that you know, okay? So just think about that sentence that you've got here on my screen, and I need you to think about what does it say to you, and you write out what you see, okay? Just try your best. Make sure you're doing maybe the actions from Mrs. Gabella's video to help you. If you finish that quickly, you can always see what I did wrong in the sentence below. So it says, finally, Bob switched on the moon's night light and jetted off home for a nice warm bath. I've made a couple of mistakes there, them on purpose because I want to challenge you. See whether you can accept my challenge and spot what I've done wrong here. Thank you very much, Da Vinci, for coming to this lesson. Look, that is the end of the slide. There's nothing more. So I need you to now pause the video, complete that task, and then you should have a fully written out story map about the day in the life of Bob. Thank you for coming to this lesson. I know it's been a little bit challenging because there's lots of writing, but you've done ever so well, and I'm very proud. I look forward to seeing all your story maps posted onto Tapestry so I can see how well you've written them out. Well done, Da Vinci. I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye. See you later.